out in Lic County, look what I found. Great big footprints sinking in the ground. It's a legendary Sasquatch hiking through the yard. Some find it easy to believe, others find it kind of hard. He's big around the middle and he's broad across the rump, going 90 miles an hour, taking 40-foot a jump. Ain't never been caught or ever run up a tree. Some folks say he sings a lot like me. Not many people have had him in their view. Is Bigfoot a legend or is it really true? To some it seems funny, to some it seems odd. It's harder to find Bigfoot than it is to find God. He is big around the middle and he's broad across the rump, going 90 miles an hour, taking 40-foot a jump. Ain't never been caught or ever run up a tree. Some folks say he sings a lot like me. To some it seems funny, to some it seems odd. It's harder to find Bigfoot than it is to find God.
Hey kids, welcome back. Are you ready for day 5? Yesterday was so exciting. We learned that God is always there to protect us. That was much needed when our hunters got in that very scary situation in the dark. I couldn't see what was happening. Before we check in with them, let's hear a wrap-up from Jared.
Welcome, friends. We have had a great week of fun facts and findings. So now today, we need to figure out if Bigfoot is real or a myth. Bigfoot, also known as what? If you said Sasquatch, you are correct. Bigfoot is a giant ape-like creature that is said to roam the Pacific Northwest. There is little physical evidence that such creatures exist, but Bigfoot buffs are convinced that they do. While most sightings of Bigfoot occur in the Northwest, the creatures have been reported all over the country. There are many native myths and legends of wild men in the woods, but Bigfoot has been around for only about 50 years. Now, interest in Bigfoot grew rapidly during the second half of the 20th century, spurred by magazines, articles of the time. The most influential being a December 1959 True article describing the discovery of large, mysterious footprints the year before in California. If you don't believe in Bigfoot, you're not alone. According to a survey from 2007, only 16% of Americans said that Bigfoot absolutely or probably exists, with 44% responding probably not, and about 40% saying that they absolutely do not exist. The lack of good evidence hasn't dampened the enthusiasm of Bigfoot buffs. They have all they need in sighting reports: fuzzy photos, inconclusive hair samples, and footprints to keep the search going. Until better evidence comes along, old evidence will be rehashed, re-examined, and unless Bigfoot is proven to be alive, the search will continue. Well, my friends, we may not have uncovered the mystery of Bigfoot this week, but at least we know more about this person or creature. Thanks for spending time with me this week during Fun Facts and Findings. Until next time, take care.
To some it seems funny, to some it seems odd. It's harder to find Bigfoot than it is to find God.
That was truly scary there for a while, wasn't it? We thought we saw something, but we aren't really sure.
Yeah, it was big and very, very fast.
I think it was a little handsome.
Handsome? How do you know that? It was way too far away.
Well, anything big and tall and muscular and hairy, that's kind of a little handsome, don't you think?
What if it has fangs? Would you call it handsome then?
I know I couldn't really get a good glimpse of what all it was, but I know you all did a good job trying to keep up and holding it all together.
I know I got so nervous there, I had to stop and pray because I didn't know what else to do.
That's when things got really quiet. and I didn't hear the noise anymore.
I think God was watching out for us, and I am very thankful for that. I think we are all a very good team.
Thanks everyone for all the hard work. Look at this. We had a great campsite. We met and interviewed some really great people, and we got out into nature.
All in all, it was a good trip. We might not have captured Bigfoot in person or on our camera, but we worked together and we learned a lot more.
Well, we have to be getting back to the city now, so we've got to clean up camp today.
I'm a little sad to leave. I've had such a great time together.
That's what's great about this. We can do it again. And maybe the next time we'll even find what we were looking for.
Until next time, Bigfoot!
We've learned a lot over the last few days. We've made some great Sasquatch snacks, some awesome nature crafts, and heard some fun Bigfoot facts and fightings. And best of all, we learned some great things about God. Our last God fact is that He loves us.
Hello everyone in VBS land. I really hope you enjoyed this week. We've covered a lot of information this week and talked a lot about God. And we talked about finding Bigfoot. And you know, it just goes to show it's pretty tough to find Bigfoot. But finding God, it's a lot easier to find God. God is everywhere. Today I come from Round Lake Wilderness Camp, their new zip line platform, their new zip line, 1,000-foot zip line. God's love. God loves each and every one of us. As John 3:16, for God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish but have eternal life. That's pretty powerful. That is pretty awesome. That shows you how much God loves us. God never puts more on our plate than what He feels we cannot handle. Whether at school, studying for tests, God's there with you. Whether you're getting ready for a sporting event and you get the butterflies in your stomach, God is always with us. He is there, hand in hand, to guide you. Kind of like this zip line. We're up quite high, 1,000 foot. I've not been on this zip line, but trust me, you get butterflies on your stomach. I don't want to step off. I don't want to do this. But God's there to guide you and give you direction. That's His love for us. He loves us wholeheartedly. He loves us unconditionally. And He's there to say it'll be all right. God puts a lot of people in our lives, in your life, for reasons like mom and dad, and grandma and grandpa, and your church family, and your friends at school. But also He puts things in our way so we can make our own choice if that's what we want to do, or if that's who we want to be around. His love is so deep and so richful for us, and we have to be ever thankful, because it is a gorgeous morning out here this morning. The sun is coming up. I can hear the water running in the background in the creek. Look around. This was all done by God's creation in God's hand. He puts this here. It's His forethought. It's His love for us so we can come out and enjoy the outdoors. Not everyone gets a chance to enjoy the beautiful outdoors. Not everyone gets a chance to have an enriched life. You have to make out of your life what you want to make out of it, and you have to make the right choices. God puts those choices there for us, and He wants us to make the right choices, and He'll guide us toward them right choices. Everything we have is owed to God. To give His only Son so we can have eternal life, that is a powerful message. And you can find that in the Bible. The Bible has a lot of great information in the Bible. And we learned about a lot of different verses this year. A lot out of Psalms, some out of John 3:16. And then when we go to church, whether it's youth group or whatever have you, we do a good job to cover the Bible and certain aspects in the Bible of what it has to give us. Just think on that just for a second. I'm back. See how far a distance I look from the camera? It's kind of like God. God is in the distance a little bit, but he's never that far away. He is always with us. And he won't let you get into things you don't need to get into. We all have those choices. This is just a demonstration of how far we're off the ground with this zip line. It's fear, the fear of heights, the fear of what have you. And out here at Round Lake Wilderness Camp, this is a lot of the things they do with the youth when they come out. They show you that God is with you, God is by your side at all times, and he's never that far away. I may look far away, at times God may look far away, but he's really not far away. I mean, his evidence is everywhere. You look at this underbrush growing, and these trees growing. That's all done by his hands. You get good grades in school. Yes, you got those good grades in school. You put forth the effort, but God was there pushing you at times. And at times, people get lost and they don't think God's there. But every day you wake up and you see that sun come up. Every night you see that sun go down. That is done by God. Take the world, take the earth, all the lakes, the oceans, minerals, gold, silver. That was all done by God's hands. Why does the sun rise in the east and set in the west? Why does it do that way? Well, it's that way for a reason. That's kind of like our biological clock. When the sun comes up, it's time to get up in the morning. It's time to get your day started. When the sun sets, it's time to wind your day down and head off to bed. But it's also time to reflect on the day and thank God for what he gave you. The sun is up so long and so many hours for a reason. It's why do the trees have leaves in the spring, through the summer, and leaves in the fall? Why? Because the sun is only up so much. It's only so much daylight in the day. That's why the days get shorter as the days go on, because winter is coming. The trees are not getting the sunlight. They're not getting the oxygen to produce their leaves, and they start to turn brown and they fall off and they die. Is the tree dead? No. Who came up with this? God. God had the forethought of how to make the forest grow and how to make us all living creatures. It is all owed to God. And we must not forget that. His love is so deep. His love is like our love for our parents and our grandparents, but 10 times greater. It's all on God. And you've learned a lot about God this week, and we've talked a little bit about Bigfoot. I've been down here looking. There's a nice foot trail here. I don't see a Bigfoot sign. I see a couple deer tracks there. But this week has been about God and VBS, the Vacation Bible School. And I want to thank you for being part of the Utica Church of Christ Vacation Bible School, the virtual learning. And I hope you've taken a lot out of this week and everybody that went behind you. God bless you, and you guys have a great day.
Welcome tonight to Sasquatch Crossing, and I'm kind of sad because tonight's our last night together. Tonight we're going to make a necklace that says, God is bigger than Bigfoot. And it's something cool you can wear and eat at the same time. But to make this, we need some Cheerios, a package of pretzels, some yarn, string, whatever you have. Just make it big enough that you can slip it over your head. Cut that off. And we also had our little paper that says God is bigger than Bigfoot. And that is true. He's way bigger than Bigfoot. Don't you agree? Well, I'm going to put my Cheerios in a bowl just so they don't fly all over the place. Have you enjoyed VBS so far this week? I sure hope you have, because I've enjoyed talking with you and showing you all the stuff you can do at home all by yourself. We're going to start with a pretzel. Just put it through the hole. Same with the Cheerio. And we're going to thread I'm trying to get whole pretzels. I'm going to put 10 pretzels and 10 Cheerios on. If you don't have ribbon, like I said, you can always use just string, yarn, anything like that you have around the house. Don't need to go out and buy something special. Okay, now we take our little saying. I just put this on an index card. You can use any paper that's a little stiff, anything like that you want. You can poke a hole with a pencil. If a parent is around, maybe they can help you get a hole punched in it with another tool. I just happen to have a hole punch here at the house. And we're going to put this on. I found out that if we put it on facing us, then the ribbon is running behind when we hold our necklace up. See, like that. And we have 10 more pretzels to put on and 10 more Cheerios, and our necklace will be done. I think anybody can do this, because I even had Evelyn, who's 4, and she could manage to do this, along with Luke and Elizabeth. So they all made a necklace. That's where the example came from that I showed you. I hope you've enjoyed VBS this week and the things that we've gotten to do together. And I hope you've learned something from the lessons that we've had for you. Remember what we talk about, that God is bigger. He's way bigger than anything we have or can imagine. Now all that's left, put the last pretzel on, tie a knot. You can slide this down so it's in the center. Put your knot on, and voila, you have your necklace. And you can tell the world that God is bigger than Bigfoot. And there you have it.
Hi, we're here for another day of crafts and at Nature's Corners. Today we're going to do another thing with pine cones, and this day we're going to, it's pretty much an easy craft, and we're going to decorate some pine cones with some material, some fun material. You can use glitter. I have this little shiny feathered stuff. You can paint them if you want to, if it's okay for Mom and Dad, but I think it'll be really pretty if we just put some glitter on some pine cones. So you're going to need your glue. You're going to need some pine cones. If you didn't go out and already get some, you may go ahead and get some from your mom's stash, Christmas stash, which is where these came from. I did pick some up, but then I misplaced mine. But you can also, pick some. If you have some pine trees around your house, then you can, go ahead and find some from around house. These little ones are, I think, the prettiest. Although I do have some really big ones from like Tahoe that are about this big, and those turn out real pretty too. You also have some that are long this way. Those are going to be real nice. And then you have these ones that kind of look like flowers, and those are pretty cool. And we'll show it all on the table. And then you're going to need some sort of glitter or some shiny stuff. These are little packets from the dollar store, so they're pretty. So I'm going to put the camera down so you can see what we're doing at the table and focus in on the table while I talk. Here we are. So we have our glue again. We have some little Q-tips to make it easier to put the glue on there, and we have some little glitter and some pine cones and a paper plates so we don't get glue all over everything. So you're going to put a little dab of glue on your plate, a little bit of glue. Don't need a whole lot, just need a little bit because it goes a long way. And then I'm going to move some of these other ones and choose which ones I'm going to decorate for right now. And I'd like to do the clear and maybe the silk. Let me find a color that sticks out real well. Maybe the red. So we're just going to put some glue. Make sure you get it inside the little leaflets. And depending on how big your pine cone is, it may or may not take a long time to do that. But I love pine cones. I love everything about them. I just think they're cute to have laying around, especially at the holidays. I like to decorate with them in the fall. They just, for some reason, they're just very cheerful to me. And I think with some glitter or some shiny material, they'll even be more cheerful. I hope you feel the same way. I'm going to open up my little vial of stuff. You might have a bigger shaker than this. This one, actually, it's glittery, but it also it's kind of a little bit longer than regular glitter. But that's okay, because it's whatever you've gotten from the store or whatever you have available to make it shimmer and shine. And then you just want to sprinkle some on there. If you're like me, I kind of get it all over. You can't really tell how good this is going to look, but actually this is going to end up looking like I've got snow on this, which would be real nice for Christmas. When Christmas comes around. But see that? See how good that looks? When it dries, you won't see the white on it. This one almost looks like a rose. So that's why I think I chose the red. If you decide to paint these pine cones when they're all painted, and you could do the same thing, you can actually paint with a Q-tip if you don't have the paint brushes from the other day. If you put them in a plate or a jar, once they're all painted, they look like rose clippings or flower clippings. And same thing. Gonna open up my red this time. I think this one's gonna be really cool. I got a little overexcited there with the. If you're doing this with in a group of kids, you guys be kind and share the glitter. I just like sparkly stuff. I think it's cheerful, definitely so. This is the red, and I think I'm going to do one more. I'm going to show you a different way to put the glitter on this time. So you put your pine cone on. And we'll put some maybe blue on here this time. So I just put a little bit, if you can see, I'll turn it around so you can see that. I put it on the plate instead. And this time I'm going to roll it in it and pick it up that way.
maybe pat it down so it gets inside the other colors. Okay, there you go. Something red, white, and blue. If we went ahead and put those in a jar with some lights, like a clear mason jar, or a glass, you know, something that Mom has with a lid in it, got some little lights from the dollar store, electric lights, that'd be really, really pretty. Red, white, and blue. All right, you guys have a great day, and we thank you so much for joining us today at Nature's Corners.
We are so happy that you joined us on our excursion to finding Bigfoot. We didn't really find any evidence of Bigfoot, but we did have a good time searching. However, we did find some evidence of God and how we can look for God every day. He is found in nature all around us and in the Bible. He is found in the night and the quiet, and He is found in times of trouble, and He is found in the hearts of men who love Him like King David. God is waiting for us to find Him, and we will if we just look. We've had a great time sharing with you. Keep looking at our website for updates and other interactive activities to come. Well, until we meet again, take care, be good, and love God, because He's bigger than any Bigfoot.
Way out in Licking County, look what I found. Great big footprints sinking in the ground. It's a legendary Sasquatch hiking through the yard. Some find it easy to believe, others find it kinda hard. He's big around the middle and he's broad across the rump, going 90 miles an hour, taking 40 foot a jump. Ain't never been caught or ever run up a tree. Some folks say he sings a lot like me. Not many people have had him in their view. Is Bigfoot a legend or is it really true? To some it seems funny, to some it seems odd. It's harder to find Bigfoot than it is to find God. He's big around the middle and he's broad across the rump, going 90 miles an hour, taking 40 foot a jump. Ain't never been caught or ever run up a tree. Some folks say he sings a lot like me. To some it seems funny, to some it seems odd. It's harder to find Bigfoot than it is to find God.